Nestled deep in the forests of Summit County, Ohio, lies a place that locals dare not venture after dark, a town abandoned and swallowed by rumors. Officially known as Boston Mills, it has long been rebranded by whispers as HellTown. The story begins with a young urban explorer named Daniel. He was drawn to the legend of HellTown like a moth to a flame, enchanted by tales of haunted churches, mutant creatures, and phantom headlights that pursued trespassers. Armed with a flashlight and his camera, he set out alone to uncover the truth. As Daniel entered the outskirts of HellTown, the air grew heavy with the smell of damp moss and decay. Abandoned houses stood like rotting teeth, their windows shattered and their doors ajar, inviting him inside. But it wasn't until he approached the infamous Crybaby Bridge that the eerie silence was shattered. A faint sound of a baby crying echoed through the trees. His heart raced as he spun his flashlight toward the sound. There was nothing there, just the dense, suffocating blackness of the forest. Convinced it was his imagination, Daniel pressed on toward the old church. The church, a crumbling relic of Gothic architecture, loomed in the distance. Its steeple seemed to pierce the sky like a dagger. The rumors about the building were chilling. A satanic cult once gathered there, performing rituals in the dead of night. As Daniel stepped inside, he was hit by an icy chill that had nothing to do with the Ohio winter. The pews were overturned and the altar was scorched as if fire had once licked its surface. He scanned the room with his flashlight, and that's when he saw it, a figure standing in the corner. It was cloaked in darkness, its face obscured. For a moment, Daniel froze, unable to breathe. Then, the figure moved, stepping into the dim beam of his flashlight. It was a man, or what used to be a man. His eyes were hollow sockets and his mouth stretched into an unnatural grin. Daniel bolted from the church, but the figure followed, its footsteps echoing unnaturally fast behind him. As he ran, the forest seemed to shift and twist, the paths looping back on themselves. He found himself on the same stretch of road over and over again. The phantom headlights appeared next, blinding him as a black car roared toward him. But when he jumped to the side of the road, there was no car, only the fading echo of an engine. Desperate, Daniel stumbled into the woods, hoping to lose whatever was chasing him. But the forest wasn't a refuge, it was a trap. Trees bent unnaturally, their gnarled branches reaching for him like skeletal hands. The cries of the baby returned, louder and more piercing, now accompanied by guttural whispers. Finally, he saw the edge of the woods. Relief washed over him as he burst into the open, collapsing on the ground. But his relief was short-lived. Standing in the field before him was the same figure from the church, its grin wider, its hollow eyes locked onto his. Daniel's scream echoed through the valley, swallowed by the oppressive darkness of HellTown. He was never seen again, but hikers occasionally report finding a single camera, its battery drained and its memory card empty, except for one photo, a blurred image of a grinning face.